All right, all right, all right. I think we are live. Guys, go ahead and drop a W in the chat. Well, I guess it seems like you guys are doing it already. Go ahead and drop a W in the chat if we are live. Let's see. W's in the chat. Love it. Guys, if anything goes wrong with this live or like if anything isn't super smooth, this is my first time ever doing this. So yeah, I do apologize. I'm going to try my best. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm here at the house. So yeah, hopefully everything runs smoothly. Before we get started, I'm just going to do a quick audio check. So don't drop a yes, drop a variation of a yes. And let's just do this throughout the rest of the 5-day challenge. Like drop something a little bit more interesting than just a yes. But yeah, give me a variation of a yes if audio is good and video is good and like there's no lags, etc., etc. I'm just looking at the chat. Yeah, yes, yeah, yeshish, yep, absolutely, yep, sure, yeah, yeah, lightweight, see, oh yeah, lit, kaboom, all cool. All right, cool. I think we are pretty much set in that case. Absolutely everything's okay. Well, that is very formal, but I'm glad to hear. All right, cool. With that being said, I think we are good to get into today's presentation. So let me have a little swig of water, and then we'll do it. All right, one sec, guys. Let me just move my camera so you can see my screen as well. I believe it is this. Can everyone see my screen? Just give me a yes variation again. If you can see my screen, and I think we should be good to go. By the way, guys, I think there's like a 7-8 second delay lag. I'm not the most technologically savvy. I'm not the sharpest pencil in the box at times. So yes, welcome. We can see. Yes, sir. Yeah, let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sirski. All right, beautiful. I think in that case, we're ready to move forward. So just wanted to give you guys a very warm welcome. I'm going to try to get through this presentation as not quick as possible, but like respecting and appreciating your time. Because I know you guys are all very busy people and you have a lot of things to be doing. So with that being said, let me move this to the side. Cool. All right, so listen, by the way, it's insane. We have 48,000 people here. This is wild. So anyways, listen, in our next 5 days, my goal is to make a big impact in the following ways: to provide you with confidence where there was once uncertainty, to give you clarity where there was once confusion, and really to unlock within you the true potential you have to make a dent in this universe. Yet, if nothing else, I'm here to show you how to create a $373 a day business, even if you have no previous experience, no authority, and no specific knowledge. How? By combining the power of AI and digital products, two of the fastest growing industries in today's new economy. Now, before we get into that, let me quickly explain to you how this session is going to work today. We've got a great presentation here that I spent about the last 3 weeks preparing, and I'm trying to make it for like an hour and a half-ish, somewhere around those lines. I'm going to try my absolute best. But I also brought in a very special co-host. His name is Jason Fladlin. He's flown all the way here to Dubai. And to be honest, he's a living legend. He's been in the space for 20 years. Now, most people don't know this, but Jason is one of the OGs in this market. And you're going to see in a second, I'm going to talk to you guys about the 5 big waves of the digital world. Jason is someone who over the past 20 years has seen all 5 waves. So he has a lot of experience in this industry, and he's going to be tracking your questions during this presentation. So we're going to do the main full presentation that I've prepared. And then at the end, for those that want to kind of hang out and do a little bit more of an informal setting, he's got a list of all the questions and sort of all the queries and concerns that have come up. And in a more informal setting, he's going to answer all of these questions and make sure that you have all the information you need to kill it in the next few days of this challenge. So it is essential. It's very, very essential. And it's important that you are here live, okay, to join us for the Q&A, because as soon as this live session ends, you're going to see this live session is going to end, and then we're going to cut out that live bit, the live Q&A bit. We're going to cut that out, okay? So no one else can see it. So if you want to come kick it, make sure you're live here every single day and make sure you hang back at the end, okay? This is your only way to be a part of this special session is by being here live every day. Most importantly, my objective here is very simple. It's to challenge you to start your own digital business in the next 5 days. And for that, I want to spend as much time as possible with you here, making sure that you are taken care of. Sound like a plan? Let me know if you guys are happy. And that sounds like a good way to spend your next 5 days. All right, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so with that being said, let's get into it. The truth is the world is changing and it is changing fast. The way we work is changing, the way people consume is changing, and as a result, the way we create businesses has to change as well. We are entering what researchers are calling a non-expert economy. And there is a bunch of first-time business owners taking advantage of this to get paid as much as doctors and lawyers every single month, even as non-tech individuals or as their first ever online venture. And we're going to talk about that more in just a minute. So if you're already looking to start an online business, you'll trust me, you're going to want to pay attention to what I'm going to show you in these next 5 days, because I am about to show you how you can take advantage of this non-expert economy to start a business with virtually no startup capital or previous knowledge that can get you paychecks like this every single week. Now, what I want to do in this event is I want to give you an alternative path. Let me be very clear. I'm going to tell you this straight to your face. With what we teach you in the next 5 days, you are not going to fire your boss overnight. You are not going to become a millionaire in days or even get to $10,000 a month by the end of this week. So if that is what you are expecting, I cannot help you. I'm sorry. At this point, to be honest, you can just disconnect from the live session right now. Now, what I will show you is an easy way to get into this online business game. So that way you're not sitting on the sidelines while eliminating most of the risk that it usually comes with starting a business online. This way, you can dip your toes in the water virtually risk-free and get into this new type of business model before the big wave comes in. So that way, you are not left on the outside. What I don't want you to do is quit your job, quit school, or quit whatever you're doing right now to pay the bills, okay? I see this all the time. People say, you need to go all in. You need to burn the bridges, that you should quit your job and everything else you're doing and instead go all in on an online business. And let me tell you, that's a fucking terrible idea. Sorry, excuse my French. Listen, as someone first getting started out, there is no reason for you to expose yourself to that much risk. That is why a lot of people end up getting wiped out. They take too much risk too soon. It's like trying to dive headfirst into a lake where you don't even know the depth, because if the water is shallow, you could end up with a broken neck. So why would you risk that? It's the same thing here. Why would you quit your job or spend tens of thousands of dollars burning through all of your life savings to test a business model you have no experience with, when you can just start small with very little risk on the side of whatever it is that you're already doing? This way, even if you're working 8 hours a day or studying full time, you can still dip your toes into the water and get started with this without having to dive head first. So that is really the premise of everything I'm going to teach you today. I don't want you to work a lot and expect a lot. I want you to work just a little bit and expect a little. My objective here today is to show you, not to show you how to become a millionaire overnight. No, it's just to show you how to make your first sale. At least on my screen, you're showing the 51,912 of you. Okay, that is my objective. Let's just get that first sale. Okay, one sale. That is it. Because with digital products, the person who sells 1 sells 10, the person who sells 10 sells 100, the person who sells 100 sells 1,000. So you just have to start by getting your first sale. Every single person I've met in the last 9 years working in this industry who has made their first sale went on to make more sales. I am yet to meet someone who only made 1 sale in this market, but I do know a lot of people who never made their first sale. So if you want to be successful, you just have to make sure that you take this first step. It is by far the most crucial one in your journey to success online. So let's take out all the smoke and confusion out of this topic and put together your first digital product, so that way you can get your first sale as soon as possible. So the real question is this: is it possible to risk practically nothing yet still create life-changing income and do it relatively quickly? And the answer is, I believe it is. And that's exactly what I want to show you today, as well as over the space of the next 4 days in the Make Money Online Challenge. By the end of the day, you are going to walk away with a simple 3-step approach you can use to create a digital product from zero and start making sales. Even if you don't have a product, you don't have an audience, you don't want to show your face online, you don't have any knowledge, authority, or even a previous work experience, and you have less than $100 to get started. And I'm going to show you how to do all of that by leveraging AI. And you're also going to understand the 4 big waves of the digital world. And I'm also going to uncover why I believe we are about to experience the 5th wave, and how I'm personally betting millions and millions and millions of my personal money, and why I'm putting my money where my mouth is in order to lead the charge and make sure that it's accessible for all of you guys. And why I'm confident this will be the biggest wave that this market is yet to see. This is the biggest, most wide open AI opportunity that no one is talking about yet. Now, before we get into all that, I need to address all the rumors that are going around. Maybe you've heard the big news that's shaking this side of the internet to its core. And it's true. The rumors are true. They're saying that I've bought into the biggest digital marketplace that maybe you've never heard of. It is a silent marketplace out there that most people aren't even aware is making our users over $1 billion a year in income. Really let that land. People are making $1 billion a year, putting $1 billion a year in their pocket from digital products. That's what our people are doing. And what's crazy is that it's growing exponentially. It hasn't even hit puberty yet. So imagine what it's going to do when everyone knows about it. Our users are projected to earn $4 billion with a B, $4 billion this year. And I have made a massive investment into it. If you don't know it yet, this platform is called WAP. Now, more about this platform later on and how you can actually benefit from this massive investment I made in just a minute. First, let's address the elephant in the room here. Because, like, guys, let's keep it real with each other. I know you guys are wondering, why the fuck would I show you all this? Like, why would I spend all of this time, energy, effort, money to show you all this, okay? Why would I put together this huge event, spend multiple hours a day to show you all of this for free? Of course, I want to make something very clear. I have an agenda behind what I'm teaching you here. And anyone who says they don't online is lying to you, okay? Now, I don't want you to have to ask this question. I don't want you to sit through, multiple days of training where I'm giving you so much free game, so much free sauce. But then in the back of your mind, you've got this thing lingering, and you have this question lingering in the back of your mind. I want you to be able to just focus, and I want us to have full transparency. So I'm just going to tell you straight to your face. I have a secret motive behind this event. Okay. I've essentially figured out a way that every time you make $100, you can peel off a tiny little bit of that. You can peel off a dollar. You can peel off a dollar and give it to me as a tip. Look, the way WAP makes money is very simple and it's very transparent. The way WAP makes money is by processing payments and taking a very small percentage of each transaction on the platform, which means I get paid a very small, tiny amount for every single one of you who creates a digital product and successfully sells it on WAP. So I have a vested interest in you being successful with what I'm teaching you here today. Because if you make money, I make a little tiny portion of that. Okay, that's it. So now we're fully honest and transparent with each other. And also, by investing millions and millions and millions of dollars of my own money in what I preach, I am putting my money where my mouth is. I actively practice what I tell you to do. And this is also very important for me because there's not many people out there that can say this. Now, this is a free challenge, and we have tons of content to go through, all right? Everything from how to develop your first digital product, even if you have no previous knowledge, by taking advantage of proprietary AI, how to take the content that AI creates for us and then turn a 90-minute screen recording into a digital product with $100,000 potential, how to access an untapped source of buyers moving $2 to $3 million a month in digital product sales, and then how to apply the Amazon flywheel effect to your digital product business, how to take one digital product and multiply it into 4 streams of income. And this is just some of the stuff we're covering, to name a few. Now, obviously, I'm aware that there's going to be a lot of people here who want to take an extra step. So I want to be 100% transparent with you from the get-go. At the end of this event, you're going to have an offer for those who want to move faster and work closely with me. Listen, let's face it, it's really annoying when there's these events and the host just keeps beating around the bush throughout the entire event, only to hold your attention until the last day so that way that they can reveal an offer. And listen, guys, I've even done that in the past, and I hold my hands up, and this time I want to do it differently, and I want to just be super transparent with you guys. There will be an offer at the end, but listen, we don't need to worry about that for now, okay? That's far later on, okay? So I just want to let you know from the get-go, in a later episode, for the people who are at the right moment and want to accelerate their journey, I will present this offer. But do not worry about this, because as I said, there's a shit ton of free content first. And just with this content, you will be able to launch your first digital product by the end of the week. So this way, so we don't have to spend much more time talking about this. We have a lot to cover here. I created a waitlist group. So for those of you guys who, this does sound interesting, there's a waitlist group where I'll share more information about this offer. The only 2 things I will say about this offer is you're going to get a chance to compete for $250,000 in prizes, including a McLaren, 5 Rolexes, and an in-person mastermind with me at the WAP offices in New York. And I'm going to make this clear. This is going to be the most expensive thing that I've ever offered publicly. So just to set your guys' expectations. So if you think that's something you'd be interested in, I'll leave a link for it below later. But with that being said, let's get back to the challenge. So please, everyone go ahead and drop a ready below if you are ready to build your first digital product with AI. I'll go ahead and check the chat. Ready, ready, ready. Beautiful. All right. So with that being said, you might be wondering, why am I qualified to lecture you about digital products here and throw out all these claims that it is the best business model to start in 2025? Well, first of all, that's how I personally built my fortune. And I have been selling digital products for over 7 years at this point. I created one of the most successful digital products ever in the online business industry, Agency Navigator, and went on to make $100 million from digital products to date. In fact, some people even jokingly call me a course seller final boss. And like, I just want to make that clear, something clear. I take that as a massive compliment. Like, I think some people like say it as like this, like rude, like to try to like throw shade or whatever. Like, thank you. I take it as a massive compliment. I thank people for labeling me the best of what I do in the world. Okay. So the fact that like people even call me this should tell you everything you need to know. I know how to teach this stuff. I know how to do this better than anyone else in the world. And I'm excited to show you all this. And by the way, I have documented my entire journey on YouTube, and I still leave my old videos up from like 9 years ago. Okay, you can literally see 9. In fact, this year will be 10 years that I've been on YouTube. You know, going back all the way to being a clueless 15-year-old living with my single mom, just trying to change my situation. Now, what I'm proudest of is having helped thousands of people start their online businesses, and through that, achieve what I call their turning point. That is the point in time where their income from their online business surpasses their main income stream and covers all of their living expenses. And the reason why I'm so proud of this is because I know that this is such a pivotal and important moment in the lives of my customers. And I want to make something super clear to you guys. If you follow everything that we're going through over the space of the next 5 days, the chance of you succeeding and getting that first sale, not becoming a multimillionaire, not driving around in Lambos and blah, blah, like just getting that first win. Okay, that's what we're trying to do here. Just getting that first win, or at least that's the launch pad for everything else we do. The chances are super high. And if there's one regret I had, if there's literally only one regret I had in my career, it's not savoring that first win. So please, just one promise to me: when you get that first win, please just make a promise. In fact, just drop in the chat, promise, or I promise, even better. Drop in the chat, I promise. When you get that first win, just please make this promise to me that you take it in, that you savor it. Because if there's one thing I wish I could have done going back, it's just savor that first win. Okay. And I don't want you guys to lose out on that moment, because I can tell you right now, nothing, that first million, that first blah, blah, the first, nothing will ever compare to that first win. Okay. Beautiful. By the way, cool. Beautiful, beautiful. I promise. Beautiful. All right. Anyways, back to the presentation. The reason why I'm so proud of this is that because I just know it's such a pivotal moment in the lives of my customers. Now, usually whenever someone buys one of my digital products, they're usually in one of three situations. They're either working a job where they have little to no prospect of financial growth. So they know long-term, that's not what they want to be doing. However, they have bills to pay. Okay, we're all human. We all have bills to pay. And that is the only thing that pays their bills. So they can't simply quit. The second situation is very similar, but instead of a job, they're in university. Usually, they already know that what they're studying is not what they want to do for life, and they feel like they're missing valuable time that could be invested in starting their own thing. However, usually their parents are paying their tuition, and they don't have a viable reason to justify dropping out. Lastly, I also get a lot of people who are already working in well-paying jobs, sometimes self-employed or even small business owners, who already make good money, but they simply can't enjoy the fruits of their labor as they wish, because their work takes all their time and they are stuck to that physical location. Now, you might be in one of these three situations right now. The key point here is that in all these circumstances, they feel like they're not achieving their full potential. Most importantly, they feel as though someone else has the keys to their life. Someone else is in control. They are all trapped in what I call slaves to their own, or what I call as slaves to their own circumstances. Even though some of them are making quite a lot of money, okay, and they could be, it doesn't matter whether they're making a lot of money or they're not making much money at all. They still feel trapped in a life controlled by others while watching their true potential slip away. And this turning point that I mentioned is such a pivotal moment for them, because when they achieve that, that is the moment they get to reclaim ownership of their lives. It's the moment that they get to choose what they will do now. They're gonna, if they're gonna fire their boss, if they're gonna quit university, stop having to respond to someone else, they get to decide on what they work on, where they work from, or if they even want to work in the first place, because they are now the ones in control. And there's nothing more liberating than experiencing this transformation in your own life. I know, trust me, I've been there. I experienced that myself when I was able to quit school and look my mom in the eyes and tell her, listen, mom, you don't have to work again, okay? You don't have to work any of those jobs ever again. From now on, I'm the one who takes care of us. And whatever you want or need, just tell me, okay? And you will have it. That's it. Your life is taken care of. You took care of me. You did your job. Now I'm doing my job. And for me, that's what the turning point is. And you can see right here, this is when I told my mom, actually, or officially when everything was signed off. I bought her dream house, which for me was like one of the most important things in my life. And you can see this is actually went back for Christmas. Actually, in the house that I bought her, the Harrods card. Actually, wait. Actually, I've got something. I actually have it in my drawer. I look at it sometimes. This is my mom's old employee card at Harrods. And you know what's so crazy? Now at Harrods, we